It's written by Murphy here, back with another book review. I finished reading The Fighter's Mind by Sam Sheridan. This is apparently The Fighter's Mind Inside the Mental Game, which is apparently a follow-up to his previous book, A Fighter's Heart. I don't know anything about mixed martial arts. I don't know anything about people fighting with fists in the ring. That is not part of things that I know. However, last year, I started studying Krav Maga as a martial art, which is a very effective self-defense martial art. It gets straight to the point. Nothing fancy, just go get the person to not hurt you anymore. Anyway, so I've been studying this and I love it. I love learning about how my body works and how humans can interface with each other and, what we can do to defend ourselves. So I started, I picked up this book. I thought, why not? Let me read it, see what there is. Now this guy, Sam Sheridan, he went around and found as many high-level, like belt winners, etc., that he could find. Now, he interviewed them. He's not specific about use your legs or use your arms this way. He just went and interviewed the people and wrote down what they said. He said that even if it didn't make sense to him, he tried to share as much as possible of what these high-level fighters had to share, because maybe it would make more sense to the reader than it did to him. All right. So he's going around and talking to people who are probably in the world of MMA big names. Some of them, even though I'm not connected to that, were big names to me, like Manny Pacquiao. So he talked to people and got what they had to say about it. What I took away was a lot of, it's showing up and doing the work. It's being able to face what you have to face. And if you want to go all the way to the top, you have to do all of the work. You have to do all of the workouts. I'm like, some people worked out 6 times a day. I'm like, holy crap, I'm not going to work out 6 times a day. Then again, my desires, my ambitions are not to get I don't know even what they call them, champion of the world belt. My ambitions are to finish certain projects and get to the next level in my career. That also takes reps. That also takes doing the work. Its own work. And I have to identify where my weaknesses are. I have to identify what it is that I got to do. And it takes doing the work. One of the things too I liked, where they're like, hey, you're going to lose sometimes. Like, yeah. Somebody's got coming to terms with the fights and where you lose a fight in order to get to the part where you win the championship. In order for me to achieve the goals that I have for myself, I'm going to embarrass myself along the way, and I have to be okay with that. So although it is about these high-performing fighters, these high-performing tough guy athletes, it also had a lot to say to me about how I can live my life and what I have to do if I want to take it to the next level. I enjoyed it. I'm not doing it justice with this review, but I'm telling you what it brought to me and what's sticking with me as I think about it. Like, oh yeah, that's what it's going to take. Also, because, like I said, I'm practicing Krav Maga, I think about, doing this, and how can I challenge myself? So it did help me see specifically how I'm using my body and muscles in class, and also how I am willing to engage with the ambitions that I have. I enjoyed it. It was a good read. It wasn't too heady. It was just like practical stuff. The real thing that these people do to get to the top of the game. What do you think? You think you might have a fighter's mind? The mind's involved. The mind is definitely part of it. Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to think about it. What do you think? I'd like to hear it. Keep the conversation going.